growing up in a Christian church comes with its own set of struggles that you may not understand unless you've been through it yourself. A good upbringing does not equal to being a follower of Christ. I grew up in Living Word Church, and though I was raised in a good family, Christian family, I couldn't call myself a Christian. I wanted to run my life and do things the way I wanted to do them. I started sleeping around with girls and partying and got into the alcohol, and my life began to just fall apart. I one night went and decided to go clubbing with some friends, and after I got done doing some dancing with the friends, I went and stepped up onto the higher area there to where I could sit and just kind of relax and take in the whole scene and watch everybody else dance. And as I was taking a sip of one of my drinks, I looked over at the dance floor. And that was the first time I heard the Lord speak to my heart. And it was kind of a strange moment because I knew who it was, but I'd never heard it before. And what he said to me gripped me. He said, "This is what Moses saw when he came down from the mountain, and you are part of that crowd." And I never forgot that. And I'd like to say that I went and repented right then, but that's not what happened. Things just kept falling apart because I just wanted to keep doing what I wanted to do. I had a girlfriend at the time, and I got home and just kept doing some of the same evil things I was doing, and it ended up with me getting my girlfriend pregnant and saying, I got to take care of this kid, and I can't do it on my own. So I said, I got to get a place to live, and I need to get into a church. I started attending a church, and the preacher started preaching on all kinds of sin, all the stuff that I had done. And when he gave the altar call for me to come forward, I decided that I'm done fighting with God, and I'm raising my white flag, because there's nothing else that I can do except ruin my life. I gave my life to Jesus Christ that day, and I have not looked back. I invited my parents to come out to the baptism, and my mom was, never much of a crier growing up. I never really ever saw her cry much, but that day she wept like I've never seen anyone wept before, just in joy of seeing all the prayer and all the years of seeking the Lord for your child's life, and to see the Lord's faithfulness and everything come full circle, and see what the Lord can do when he redeems a life. Now, this is the most exciting part for me, and how the Lord has changed my life and has really just taken everything that I've done and just redeemed it. No more cursing, no more pornography, no more chasing girls or cheating or lying or anything like that. He just takes all your evil desires and turns that energy that you put into all that stuff into a desire to do his will and to follow his way. And to live, you can live a righteous and holy life. It's possible. And he removes those desires and puts in desires to do his will. That is the greatest part of it all that I never understood before. But I'm so happy to be living in that state, that spiritual state now. I turned my life over, but isn't it the fact that he not only, takes away and forgives your sin, but he takes away the desire to do that sin. And that's something I never understand. Like, how am I supposed to keep all these rules in Christianity? It's gonna be too hard. But he just removes the desire to even do those things. And I never got that. I'm like, wow, I should have done this, 10 years ago. But, I'm so glad that I've done that. And he has completely renewed my life in so many ways. And it's honestly redeeming the time for me. As I began to learn and to grow in the Lord, and just begin to try and follow him and seek his will for my life, he led me back to Living Word, where my family was attending, and that was one of the best decisions and best things that he had brought me to. And I began to grow even more and really began to flourish and to understand His Word, He began to show me that you need to be filled with the Holy Spirit. And so I said, okay, Lord, well, I'm going to start seeking that for my life. I came to church on a Sunday morning and, thinking to myself, I really need the Holy Spirit. I need to be filled. It came through my body like a great power, and I said, I was weeping, and crying and saying, just understanding the goodness of the Lord, His faithfulness, and I started to just thank the Lord for everything that He's done for me, and I'm thankful for Him bringing me back, and I've been happy here ever since, and at total peace. I'd like to say to anybody who has unsaved children or relatives, whoever they may be, that don't give up on those people. Don't stop praying for them, and stop loving on them, and keep giving them the gospel when you can, because you don't know how big of an impact that can have in their life. And to anyone who is unsaved or on the fence, that I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that the blood of Christ is still setting men free, and the blood of Christ is enough for you and for me and for anybody. And if you're willing to humble yourself, He will come through.